Igraasp-Making, welcome to yet another informative, positive and fun news wrap. Make each day your masterpiece. Make each day count. So get ready and always step up. The highlights of today's capsule are Indian Americans on Trump's list of economic advisors, parliamentary polls in South Korea, 99-year-old veteran who raised £7 million, rice ATM in Vietnam, Lego makers make face mask, hazelnut farmers in Turkey battling stink bugs, underwater explorers in Australia discover world's longest animal, forest fires extinguished in Chernobyl, asteroid passed by Earth, and our absolute fun F2 segment. Today, let's begin our news wrap with the international segment.
As you all know, that the pandemic has affected nations globally in every way, socially, economically, and politically. To tide over this crisis, US President Donald Trump has roped in over 200 top American leaders from various industries and sections to advise him on how to revive the American economy. Amongst these are 6 Indian American corporate leaders, such as Sundar Pichai from Google and Satya Nadella from Microsoft. Igraasp-Makers, are we not so proud of these accomplished Indians?
As you all know, COVID-19 has completely put everyone's life on hold. Our cities are ghost towns and no events are being held. However, in the middle of this crisis, South Korea is one of the first countries in the world to hold a parliamentary election. All voters use hand sanitizers and plastic gloves when casting ballots, check their temperature and maintain 1 meter distance between each other. Patients who have coronavirus and are quarantined in their houses or in the hospitals also got a chance to vote. Do you think something like this will work in India?
The Denmark-based Lego Group is helping healthcare workers during COVID-19 crisis by using their facilities to produce thousands of protective facial visors. Lego has reworked some of their machinery to make more than 13,000 plastic masks per day. The masks will be distributed to hospitals and medical facilities across the country.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Isn't it, Igraasp-Makers? We are talking about a 99-year-old veteran of World War II, Tom Moore, who rose to be a captain in the British Army and served in colonial India and Burma. He set a goal of completing 100 laps in his garden to initially raise £1,000 as a tribute to doctors and nurses. The figure reached £7 million live on BBC television. Moore said that this time army are in doctors and nurses uniforms and they're doing a marvelous job. The money collected will be donated to National Health Service charities.
In Vietnam, a businessman invented a rice ATM to help people who couldn't afford to buy food because of disruption or losing jobs during the corona crisis. The rice is absolutely free and the ATM works 24/7, giving sufficient amount of rice to all who need it. Now let's move on to some environment news.
Don't we all love hazelnuts? And of course, Nutella, the popular breakfast spread. Did you know that Turkey grows about 70% of the world's hazelnuts? However, since 2017, the country's hazelnut farmers have been battling an invasion by sting bugs. Did you know how sting bugs get their name? Well, that's because of a smell they release to protect themselves from being eaten. Turkey's hazelnut farmers worry that they may not have much time. Last year, cold weather kept the sting bugs from coming out until the hazelnuts had already developed their hard outer shells. This year is expected to be warmer. If the sting bugs come out this year before the nuts are protected by the shells, it could mean trouble for turkey and the world's supply of hazelnuts and our favorite Nutella.
Is it a UFO? Is it a wave? No, it's the world's longest animal. Underwater explorers in Australia have found the longest animal ever discovered, 150 feet siphonophore. Now, let me tell you a little bit about them. Siphonophores are deep sea predators made up of many small clones that act together as one and spread out like a single long string in the water. They are like jellyfish, and this new siphonophore discovered was about twice as long as many blue whales. However, since a siphonophore is made up of many organisms, there is a debate upon whether we can count them as one creature only.
As reported in our last week's capsule, forest fires had broken out in Chernobyl, Ukraine. Thankfully, these dangerous forest fires near the world's worst nuclear zones were successfully extinguished by the firefighters. All's well that ends well, Igraasp-Making. Moving on to our science segment.
Hi Igraasp-Making. Did you know that on Wednesday, an asteroid the size of a house passed by Earth? Asteroids, as you all know, are the small rocky objects that orbit the Sun. Most of them live in the main asteroid belt in a region between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Asteroid 2020 GH2 zipped by Earth just about 360,000 kilometers away. While that may seem like a lot, it's quite a small distance when compared to the vast size of the ever-growing universe. This asteroid poses no impact risk to Earth during its flyby, so there is nothing to be worried about. Isn't space so fascinating?
Can you guess who? This English actor, composer, and filmmaker is famous across the globe for his iconic silent films. He specialized in satirical and slapstick comedies. His famous toothbrush mustache continues to bring a smile on our faces. Well, yes, it is Sir Charles Spencer Chaplin, or Charlie Chaplin, as most of us know him. Igraasp-Making, Charlie Chaplin is amongst the most influential comedians of the 20th century, and an asteroid, 3623 Chaplin, is named after him.
Igraasp-Making, the world is finding ingenious ways of staying happy. The latest trend across the globe is quarantine cooking. It's a healthy way to travel the world, virtually, of course. Only yesterday, I traveled to Italy. How? I baked a pizza. I have been following this new fad. It's called the Dalgona coffee. This 4-ingredient recipe is everywhere on social media. The recipe of this popular quarantine drink first emerged from South Korea. Do you think you can whip up that creamy coffee for your parents? Try the recipe and share your family's feedback with us.
Igraasp-Making, do you ever wonder about the qualities of kindness and acceptance? A 5th grader, Augie, is about to attend regular school for the first time. His fear? No one will accept him. Why? Well, he has a facial deformity, and that poses the biggest hurdle for him to gain friendship and acceptance in school and society. Do you have classmates who are different from you? Have you ever saved them from bullying? Let us know in an email.
Igraasp-Making, thank you for joining us on this news wrap. Charlie Chaplin once said, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." So laugh as much as you can. Laugh with your family and loved ones. This will make happy memories of the lockdown phase. And you know, Igraasp-Making, laughter is more contagious than coronavirus. and it heals. Try it. Until next time, be merry, read fun and happy books, and stay amused. Namaste.